The bewildering dance of global diplomacy when Israel, Iran, and a president collide. Gather round, folks, as we unravel the political theater currently captivating our world stage. Our cast of characters includes Israel, Iran, and a beleaguered U.S. president caught in the crossfire of Middle Eastern geopolitics, all vying for your undivided attention in this multifaceted drama. It's a tale of power, desperation, and, let's face it, a fair bit of absurdity that even Shakespeare couldn't have imagined. Israel's unyielding pursuit for security. Ah, Israel, a country seemingly forever enmeshed in the Sisyphean struggle for security and legitimacy. What started as a move to decriminalize women's choices in England and Wales somehow parallels an unsettling scene in Gaza, where Israeli forces reportedly took the lives of 51 Palestinians awaiting aid. A droll juxtaposition, isn't it? Two nations transforming laws and lives. Though one involves liberalizing women's rights and the other questions just how heavy-handed national security can become. Functioning as both pariah and darling of international politics, Israel's actions are enduring fodder for heated debates and sardonically inclined commentators like yours truly. Militarily assertive and ultra-sensitive about its survival, Israel treads a fine line between defensive necessity and moral obtuseness. But let's turn the gaze inward. As an American, there's a peculiar kinship we feel toward Israel. Perhaps it's the impulsive ruggedness of both nations' leaders, or the fact we both enjoy an occasional foreign policy brouhaha. Not unlike a frenetic waltz at a wild political ball, the U.S. has historically attempted to balance an awkward diplomatic dance with Israel, pivoting, swiveling, yet always hoping to avoid the ultimately injurious footstomp of open conflict. The reluctant prima donna, the American pivot. Enter the U.S. stage right, with President Trump, who ambled his way through an apathetic honeymoon with Iran, only to be jostled awake by Israel's intractable tenacity. The president's attitude toward Iran's nuclear potential has thrusted him into a labyrinthine narrative, crafting one of those high-stakes dramas we cynics have come to crave. What is a president to do when shadows of missiles and moral turpitude dangle like Damocles' sword above American influence in the region? On the home front, concerns about a $3.4 trillion debt increase loom, threatening to overshadow any international escapades with economic doom for dessert. It is indeed an unrelenting financial storm that looms, setting an ironic backdrop to these volatile times. Tragically comedic, isn't it? The very legislation that President Trump helmed to success seems poised to boomerang. Maybe sooner rather than later. Economic sore spots and explosive foreign encounters make for a presidential headache Charlie Brown would deeply sympathize with. Hat tip to legendary American cartoonists for penning that timeless angst. Iran's unfolding script, missiles and misdirection. And oh, Iran, rarely a day passes without new scripts being inked in Tehran's secretive nuclear playbook. The motif is, once more, redolent of the Greece-Persia standoffs, albeit with a 21st century twist involving uranium and cyber threats instead of Spartan spears. In preparation to orchestrate dramatic retaliatory strikes, Iran reimagines this script in modern settings, where Middle Eastern warfare reflects not just crude power, but also refined manipulation. In contemplating Iran's perspective, a conundrum for those not fluent in revolutionary bravado, it's worth noting that it, too, dances to its own drumbeat of survival paranoia, perhaps echoing Isabella's fateful soliloquy in Measure for Measure. After all, Iran strategizes its game as much to thwart foreign antagonisms as to appease its restless denizens, teetering on sanctions dilapidated teeter-totter. Global Middle, the world watches. As the curtains rise and fall on scenes showcasing Parisian taxi boats and an Air India crash horror, international incidents that, by comparison, feel more like indie film niches, the greater world audience is captivated by this Middle Eastern saga that pretends not just regional, but Pokemon Go grotesque global consequences. Skeptics and cynics, optimists and defeatists, all have we perched upon the world's press boxes, scrutinizing unfolding reactions with quicksilver opinions and laser-focused critiques, perhaps wondering, dare we hope, for an Act Two that promises détente rather than calamity. The Road Ahead, featuring missteps and masterstrokes. What can America do but lurch between influencing this daunting chessboard and fixing our eternal internal malaise back home? The key, if such an elusive truth actually exists, may lie in achieving strategic consistency amidst the crocodile waters of international intrigue. A tidbit like unleashing an epic U-turn on inquiries more local and arguably less lethally consequential than savaging war games in the Strait of Hormuz. We end our spectacles of sovereignty, dawning echoes that ripple across the ages, always hopeful for betterment while castigating failure, as is our thriving American lot. Poetically entrenched in political theater, ever the seekers of Eden among terracotta slaps and parchment personas of global diplomacy and self-rule. May we navigate this furious kaleidoscope with heads high, our drama-filled irony intact, because who dares to live without wrestling with perpetual paradox, mysterious and endless as time itself? Ah, the humanity.